Good evening, and welcome to another edition of That's the Way I See It. Tonight, I'd like to move away from the subject of politics and its inherent less than honorable reputation and practices to focus on something that, in my opinion, defines honor, along with courage, bravery, and sacrifice. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about what I believe is one of the greatest callings a person could ever have, and that is the honor and privilege of being a firefighter. For as far back as I can remember in my life, it seems I've been around or involved or worked in the fire service. As a young boy, I was lucky enough to have a family friend who was a volunteer firefighter in my hometown. He would often take my brother and I to the fire station and let us hang around and sit in the fire engines. Well, as most kids would be, we were thrilled. The influences from this stuck with both my brother and I, and we both became professional firefighters, both in our hometown. My brother later moved to a different fire department in another city, but I had a 25-year career in the same department I grew up hanging around as a kid and as a teenager. In the fire service, it's no different in some ways as working in any other career. You have people you work with, interact with, and get to know and become friends with. But in the fire service, there's another level of friendship that develops, and that's brotherhood. In the fire department, you basically are a family. You live together in most cases a third of your life. You work together, you play together, you laugh together, and sometimes you cry together. In a lot of instances, the firefighter's family and your actual family are intertwined within each other to the point where everybody often takes on the responsibility for taking care of each other's families. That's one aspect of brotherhood. Another product of the job that produces the strong ties that lead to the brotherhood is the job itself. Firefighters face things on a daily basis that a lot of people will thankfully never experience. From fires, rescues, emergency medical incidents, covering every imaginable calamity that humans can get themselves into or be a victim of. Firefighters go from a standstill to a dead heat against time in a heartbeat. From incidents that are very minor to absolute chaos involving injury and death. Firefighters see the worst of times for people and sometimes the best of times for people. And one thing you can count on is when you call, they will show up. 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. I consider myself honored and very lucky that I was called to be a firefighter. I never wanted to be anything else for as long as I can remember. The men I worked with were and still are the finest that anyone could ask for. I know to this day if I needed help with anything, even though I'm now retired, my brothers would be there in a heartbeat. And all over this country, both volunteer and career firefighters will be there for you in your time of need. So tonight, I want you to keep these men and women in your prayers. The next time you see a firefighter, walk up to them and tell them thanks. They'll most likely return the thank you for caring about them, because they feel they're just doing a job. But I hope now you know different. It's not a job. It's a calling. Thanks for being with me tonight on That's the Way I See It. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless our firefighters. Good night.